Check it, guys. We have oranges that are ready for picking. How do I know they're ready for picking? We have some starting to fall off the tree. The other way I know these are ready for picking, when they come off like that, nice and easy. If they're a bit harder to pull off, give them a little bit longer. So my lemon tree here as well has a few lemons on it that could come off. There's still some green ones, but I'm going to take them in because I need it for the lemonade as well as making orangeade. Hi guys, welcome back into the kitchen. Today we are making lemonade and orangeade. This recipe is pretty basic. Basically it calls for orange juice or lemon juice, a lot of this stuff, which is sugar. There's a fair bit of sugar that goes into this recipe, but I'm probably going to cut that out a little bit and maybe then adjust the sugar as we go. So the amount of sugar that's going into it is quite a large amount. The other thing it calls for is citric acid, which is the preserver that will go into to keep the lemons and the oranges preserved. Now, I can only find this in these size things, 75 grams. They are like $2.40, so this is going to be a little more expensive to make it this way than it would be if I could find a bulk bag of it. But I can't find a bulk bag of it where I am, so I have bought half a dozen of these. I think they were $2.40, so it's probably going to cost me around probably $3 to $4 for each batch that I make up. So I'm not sure how much each batch will make up, but hopefully it'll actually go a fairly long way. So the ingredients are pretty simple. It's pretty simple to do it. First, I actually have a guest on today. She is going to help me make the lemonade. So I'm using my U-Butte juicer here. You can do it by hand. This is just going to make things a little bit quicker for me. This machine is pretty easy to actually use. I bought it last season and I got through juicing the oranges and that very quickly and easily as well. I will get these juiced up, get everything prepped up, and then I will just quickly go through with you and show you how to actually put it all together and how to store it. So the next bit we need to do is to get our sugar and our citric acid and that all ready and into a container. Now the recipe says to use a crock. I'm just using this container here. It's a food quality storage container, BPA free. It needs to be able to have hot water poured into it, and I think that this should be okay to do. So you had them lemons zested. So I'm going to use this container and get the sugar and everything put into it. So I'm going to put all those weights, all the measurements and everything down below. Okay, so in this container we now have our sugar, our citric acid and our lemon zest. Now we're going to add the hot water to it. So now that is all in there, we're just going to stir this around and get all that sugar nicely dissolved in that water. So once that's dissolved, we're going to pop a top on it, whether it be the lid of the container or some flow wrap. We're going to pop that to the side while we get everything else sorted out and ready to go. I am then going to add my lemon juice. This is basically your cordial. You would then add this to your cup like you would where you were using cordial, and then you can add in cold water with ice, or you can add in use some sparkling water, soda stream, turn it into an actual soda stream, lemon flavoured soda stream. I'm going to get some sterilized bottles and I'm going to fill them up, and I'm going to let this sit, and then tomorrow we'll come back and when this is cooled down, and we'll give you and I'll do a taste test on what this tastes like. So now what they're saying is, because of the amount of citric acid in here, this should last in your fridge, or in, they're saying it will last on your pantry shelf for 4 to 6 months. So I'm going to put some in, put one of these bottles in my pantry shelf, see how it goes, and I'm going to put some in the fridge as well, so that we can drink this tomorrow. Planning on doing an orange version of this as well. I'm not going to get time to do that today because I need to start thinking about dinner. But it's basically the same process. If I can, I will record that as well for you guys. But it's just basically the same process. But I will put the ingredients for that as well, because there is some lemon juice that you need to add to the lemons. Along with, sorry, there's lemon juice you need to add to the oranges as well. So, but I will put down in the bottom description here the recipe for this, the quantities converted.
It just started recording.
Yeah, I heard that.
Hi.
Hey guys, I've been super busy outside today getting some seeds in, and I've decided it's time to come inside and get a drink. Yesterday I made the lemonade and the orangeade, so today I'm going to do a quick test for you guys and let you know what it tastes like. So I've got a glass with some ice. This was the bit that didn't fit in one of my big bottles, so this is the leftover bit. I'm going to get some of this in my glass with some water, and I'll let you know what it tastes like. So it's basically the same as it would be if you were using cordial. So you put your amount of cordial that you would normally put in your cup. I'm stirring my daughter's water because it's the only cold water. Top it up to some water. Give it a stir. And have a taste. It needs a little bit more flavour. I think because of the amount of ice I've got in there, I didn't get enough cordial in there. It is so much better. So it is really nice. It's really quite refreshing. This is going to be great during the summer on those hot days for something really nice and refreshing. I'm only going to try the lemon one today, but the orange one I would say is going to be exactly the same. It tastes like you're drinking a cordial, but you know that you have actually got fruit in it, and the best bit about that fruit is that fruit came off my fruit trees, and it's now in this cup and I'm drinking it. There is quite a bit of sugar in this recipe. You can play with that amount of sugar, take a bit out, add a bit more depending on how sweet of a tooth you are. I'm a sweet tooth, so I put the quantity of sugar that the recipe said in there. This hopefully will last a long time on the shelf. I've got some sitting on the shelf so that I'll see how it goes. So guys, This is awesome. This tastes just like you're drinking cordial, only I made this, and it has actually got real fruit in it that came off my trees, and I love that. So you can see this around the top here, this little bit of black stuff. This is the lemon cordial, and you can see it's been sitting on the bench for a little while now, and I'll put down how long it's been sitting on the bench for, but you can just see it's just got some, what looks like is starting to mold on the top of this bottle. So I would not recommend leaving it on the bench or thinking that it is actually going to be self-stable. I would process it in some way, put it in the fridge. It'll probably store in the fridge for quite a lot longer, but I don't have the fridge space, so that's why it's on the bench. So this stuff will now find somewhere in the fridge to go. I'll clean the top of it off. It won't get wasted. That little bit of mold is not going to kill anybody. So I'm going to clean that off. I'll strain it all out again, and it'll go into the fridge, and it'll get used up very soon. So it is certainly definitely not going to sit on the shelf for 6 months or more. This has only been here for a week or so. But yeah, you can put it in the fridge. It'll last longer in the fridge, but obviously it needs to be processed in some way to sit on the shelf. So guys, that is the lemonade or lemon cordial recipe for you guys, and how I have preserved it. So as you've just seen on that last bit of footage there, it did not last very long at all on the bench. So I have actually just recently made a large batch, and I have vocolaed all of it so that it will sit on the shelf nicely. I also did an adjustment to some of the flavours. I made a orange mandarin flavoured one and a straight mandarin flavoured one, and they come out really awesome as well. Adjust the flavours to whatever citrus fruit you've got. Do a mix of different citrus fruits, whatever it is that you want to do. So, but yeah guys, definitely don't leave it on the bench. Refrigerate it. The stuff in the fridge is perfectly fine. We've gone through a couple of bottles of it already. But yeah, so it won't sit on the bench. I do think though that what went moldy is some of the zest that was floating around the top, because I didn't strain that off. So it may have lasted longer if I didn't strain it. But yeah, definitely put it in the fridge or freeze it, or if you are happy to, Vocola it like I did. So to see a video on how to use your natural simple Vocola unit, you'll find one up I'll link it up the side here for you, and there'll be another video and that pop up the side here as well. If you guys want to keep watching and have a look at other different types of recipes and things that I'm doing, the garden's going to be going over the next few months as summer comes in. Hit that subscribe button up the top there and the little dinger bell down here. And I want to thank you all for joining me here today, and we will see you on the next vid.